Hi, I'm in Bangkok now, and I'm going to tell you about how I moved from uh, Canada to Vietnam, which is not very logical. I promise it's going to be interesting. My name is Natalie, and here on my channel, I tell about easy coaching and how you can reach your goals without self abuse. And here I have my cappuccino, as usual, to make myself comfortable when I tell something on the video, and let's start. So, the first thing that I want to tell, not everything is bad in Canada. Like, seriously, I love this country. I'm a Canadian citizen, and there are a lot of advantages there. I love people. I love nature, and there are really good things that I miss. Like, for example, right now when it is so hot outside, I miss autumn in Toronto. I think autumn in Toronto is the best, and it could be even better if not those disadvantages that I'm going to tell you about. So the first point is the first disadvantage in Canada, in Toronto, particularly, is food. I don't know why, but for 8 years of living in Toronto, I think I have found like 5 or 6 places which were like really, really tasty. All the others were like 3 out of 5, like 4 out of 5 if I was very lucky. But in most cases, the food there just wasn't tasty. And the fruit and vegetables, they tasted when they were fresh, they tasted like carton most of the time. They didn't have any taste, any smell sometimes, and even when it was the season for those fruit and vegetables. And for me, I just missed good food. Like I tried honestly, and the problem is that I do not cook. I think if I cooked, probably it would be better because I could control this process of what I eat better. But I just don't cook, and that's why it was difficult for me to find something that was like tasty, like really tasty for me. And at the same time, I was too lazy to cook. I just don't like it, and that's why the food was a rather big problem. Not the worst, you will understand it, but like rather big. The second problem in Canada was medicine. I don't know people who can make friends with Canadian medicine, because for me it's one of the worst medicines in the world. It's not that I tried everything, but it's just like I heard bad things about it, but I could never imagine that it is that bad. So my experience with Canadian medicine. First of all, I got refused twice, because like twice I went to the same doctor, and it is the same doctor just because she works in the same work and clinic, which is close to my home, and it was logical for me to go there. So she refused to help me twice. The first thing was then when I couldn't get up in the morning, and it was like I really I couldn't get up in the morning. I just stayed in bed for hours trying to get up, and I didn't have any energy at all. And when I came to her, she said, "Go for a walk for half an hour every day." Like, that's a wonderful idea, but I just cannot get up in the morning. Like, how do you expect me to go somewhere if I cannot move? So it was one situation, and the other situation was when I had pain in my, as I thought, kidneys, because it was in the lower back. I had pain there, and I went to her, and she said no. Like she did a small test, and it was, I don't know. Doctors probably know that test. When you put like two fingers on a kidney and you knock with the other two fingers, something like that. I have no idea how it worked, but it looks like that. So she did the test and she said, no, it's not kidneys. And that's it. Like the pain is still there. It's not gone because you said it's not kidneys. But she just didn't do anything else. She said it's not kidneys and that's it. The session is over. The appointment is over. So that was like two times when I didn't get help when I needed, and I had to treat myself by myself. And when you do not have any exact analysis, it's like a lottery. Because yes, eventually I found out that they had low ferritin, because and that was what the reason why I couldn't get up in the morning. But to understand that and to start taking the right medicine, the ferritin pills, I tried different of them, and I cannot say that it is a healthy way out, because it is so much better if you know exactly what is wrong and go there instead of just trying something, thinking and hoping that like one of them or several of them will work for you. And with the kidneys, I just decided to drink herbal teas for kidneys, a special mixture of herbs, to support my kidneys, because that's what I used to do before, because I had kidney disease before. And then there was a case when after COVID, I had a headache like 24/7 for several years. I couldn't get rid of that. And first of all, I had to wait for a doctor like for half a year before he accepted me. Half a year of headaches, like day after day, when I couldn't work properly, because this is my job. Like I think a lot at work, because that's how I help people to reach their goals. Because every session that I do, it's a kind of like chess game practically. Like each time I have to think a lot to get to the point, like to give the results to the client. And it was such a difficult period of time for me, because I had those headaches every day. It was difficult for me to work, and I had to wait for half a year just to go to the doctor. And he said that I need MRI, and I had to wait for 3 months more to get the MRI. And when the MRI was done and the doctor finally had the appointment with me, he said that like MRI is clear, nothing is wrong with you, and it's normal to live with a headache, and a lot of people do that, and it's okay. And he just prescribed me some pills. And like, how can it be normal? Normal, it's when you are happy, healthy, and rich. That's it. There is no other normal. There shouldn't be other normal. And I was like such in shock that somebody told me that me being unwell is okay. Like, how is that? Like, why the hell do we have to like live this way, agreeing to being unhealthy? Like, for what? And I was like, I guess I was such in shock that I didn't even quarrel about it with him, and didn't have any arguments. I just laughed. And I remember I was going home, those like happy 30 minutes of walk. I was going home, and there was a pharmacy on the right, and my home was straight. And I was thinking that, like, I was already, I had to decide whether I go to the pharmacy to buy this medicine that he prescribed, or I will go home without this medicine. And I was going and I was trying to decide which way I want, to go there and to, like, to buy the medicine and to keep taking this medicine all my life without any improvements, and agreeing that having a headache is normal for me, or going home without this medicine, having those headaches every day, and using this pain as a marker of whether something is wrong for me or not. Because when you have the pain, you feel it, you actually understand that something is wrong. When you suppress it with the medicine, how can you understand? And I decided that no, I will go home, no medicine for me. I will try to do my best to fix it. And I studied a lot of things, um, to improve myself, like to get healed. I got into yoga more to improve the blood circulation. I did a lot of neuro exercises because after COVID, I also had problems with my cognitive abilities like memory, concentration. So I studied a lot of things, and eventually, right now, and it is like four and a half years later, I don't have headaches. Maximum that how often I have a headache, it's just like once, like 2 weeks, probably something like that. So it's not gone like forever, but uh, the difference between having a headache every day 24/7 and having a headache once for a couple of hours every 2 weeks, I think that's a huge improvement, like literally a huge improvement. And I'm proud of myself that I didn't give up when it was so difficult that I couldn't work properly. um, that's why medicine, like, those were my stories. And mm, what I think about Canadian medicine, why it is the worst, they do not help people. They bring up the nation offline, manipulating people, because you cannot just go to the doctor and say I don't have energy. You have to go to the doctor to pretend that you are dying there, right at the doorstep of the doctor, and only in that case the doctor will take care of you. In all the other cases, no, unfortunately the doctor won't care. The same situation was, I forgot to tell you about that in the very beginning. The same situation was when I was struggling a lot, and I was at college, and like, I heard that you can have like free psychological support just because you're a student. So I decided, why not? Because that's what I would do in Kazakhstan. Like, I struggle with something, I go to the specialist. That's normal. And I went to the specialist, and we started talking. Like, he asked questions, and as soon as I told him that I'm not going to commit a suicide, he lost all the interest to me. Like, I swear, like, he was absolutely indifferent right after my phrase that I'm not going to commit a suicide. But I still needed help. Like, it was difficult for me. I was struggling. I was depressed, and like, why do you want me to be in the state when I already want to commit a suicide? Because it's easier to prevent, not to heal when it already happened, when it is going to happen. It's easier, so much easier to prevent such things. And when I discussed this situation, because I thought maybe I wasn't lucky enough and I had a bad specialist, I discussed it with other people. It is the same with everybody. Like, if you're not going to commit a suicide, we are not going to work with you. Like, seriously? So it was like, oh, like back then, like now I'm laughing. Back then I wasn't laughing. Back then it was like serious, and I needed help, and I didn't get it again. That's why, like, I don't know, like, if you know how to make Canadian medicine work for you, like, please write in the comments, because I, like, for the whole 8 years, I didn't find out it, and I cannot recommend anything. I cannot tell you how to do that, like how to make it work for you. That's why, like, if you have any ideas, please write in the comments. Like, I hope your comments will help somebody. And the third thing is safety. When I first, before immigrating to Canada, I did the research, and Canada is everywhere as one of the safest country. And on one hand, I agree with that. On the other hand, no. And now I'm going to tell you why no. So, uh, first of all, when I came, I worked as a shop assistant. It was one of my survival jobs there. And when the manager told me that I have to watch carefully because people steal, I didn't actually believe her. I thought she was exaggerating the situation, because for me it was like very weird. You live in a country where you can like afford a lot of material things. You cannot afford services like medicine, dentists, and everything. But you definitely can afford some material things. And who would steal them? You can buy a T-shirt in Value Village or somewhere like for $5, let's say. For me, it wasn't like um, it wasn't obvious, it wasn't logical, but I saw that she was absolutely right. I mean, my manager, she was absolutely right when I saw people stealing actually in shops, and it wasn't just like one case or two cases. It happened regularly. Like, people steal a lot, and nobody does anything with that. And for me, it was the first signal that the situation is going to get worse. And uh, eventually, I was right, because 8 years ago when I came to Canada, it was a different country. Like, right now, Canada is not the country where I came to. It's a theory of broken window theory. I don't know if you heard about it, but I will tell you in short. It was very popular in the 90s in New York, the mayor of New York. He got a lot of complaints about the crime level in New York, and that's how he decided to fight with it. The broken windows theory is about, like, let me tell you. I will read it for you. So, the broken window theory is a concept in criminology that explains how small signs of disorder can lead to more serious crime if they are not addressed. It became very influential in policing and urban policy, especially in New York City in the 90s. In the 90s, the mayor got a lot of complaints about the crime level, and that's what he decided to do. He ordered the police to stop everybody who didn't pay for the subway, for their tickets to go by subway, and as they arrested a lot of people, they, among those who didn't pay, they also arrested a lot of people who were wanted for other crimes. Uh, they also arrested, like, among those people, they arrested those who were carrying guns without permission. So, those small things, and like, think of it, it's just like not paying for a ticket. Like, it's like I don't know how much it costs in New York, but in Toronto it is $3 something. Like it's not that big amount of money, but even that small thing led to the decrease of the crimes in New York in the 90s. And right now, as Toronto doesn't do that, I don't know, maybe they haven't heard about that theory. I have no idea. But all those small crimes were building up. And then I noticed that there were like more homeless people, more drug addicted people in the streets, more people who behaved, more people with some mental diseases, and some of them behaved aggressively. And yes, I understand we have like tolerance in Canada, and when you use it properly, I think it is a good thing. But why is this tolerance only to those people who are aggressive and abusive? Like, I want to to have, like, I don't want to have tolerance to them. Um, I want to to feel safe when I go somewhere. And so more people. I don't know, probably because they lost their jobs, or I don't know why, but we started to have more people who were, um, with whom you didn't feel safe when they were around. Then there was a case when my apartment was robbed. The guy didn't steal much. I say the guy because he left the trace of his shoe on my yoga mat, and it was size 14, I think. I mean, it was like twice bigger than my foot, because my foot size is 5.5. So that's why I think it was a man. And this guy robbed, he didn't take much, but the fact that I was living in an apartment building, and we had cameras, and he still robbed my apartment and they didn't find anything. I think just because they didn't look for anybody properly. Because what I heard, I'm not sure whether I'm right or wrong here, but I heard that um, Canadian police investigates something serious like murders, and everything else they just don't care much. Like, yeah, it happened, it doesn't feel nice, you will survive. And in my opinion, it's not a um, correct way. And for you to understand how bad the situation is, we had, let me check his name. His name is Jim McSween, and he is the chief of York Regional Police. So this guy, Jim McSween, he gave, like, I don't know, was it an interview or something, like, let's say an interview. He was given an interview about the increase of crimes and home burglaries, the increase of home burglaries, and what he said. And if I can find his performance, I will put it here. If I can, just listen in short.
The best defense for most people is to comply, as you've just heard, a number of safety recommendations will allow for those that are victimizing members in the community to leave and not harm anyone. It sometimes can fall on deaf ears when members feel like they have to take matters into their own hands. And the only thing I'd say is, if we are going to rely on our community members to take matters into their own hands to solve this problem, we have all failed our community.
So he says that when somebody breaks into your house, don't interfere. Just let them do what they want and they will leave. Seriously? Meaning, it's not that I'm a great fighter. For me, like to win in a fight, the only way to win in a fight if is if my opponent dies of laughter looking at how I fight. Like seriously, I'm terrible at fighting, but I still want to know that I have this possibility because in Canada, if you protect yourself, you can go to prison. We had this case in Ontario. The man was sleeping, and the guy broke into his house with a crossbow. A crossbow. I have no idea where can you find a crossbow in the modern world. He does. So he got into the house, being armed, and the man woke up. I guess he wanted to get some water or something. So, but or he heard some noise. I don't know. He woke up. He saw the guy. He started fighting, and either he broke his arm, like the man broke the guy's arm, the criminal's arm, or he did something else to him. I mean, he didn't kill him. He just like did something like he hurt him somehow physical. I don't remember how. And guess who got arrested? Both of them. Like both of them. Like I understand why they arrested the criminal with a crossbow. Like I got it. He got into the house. He broke into the house. He is a criminal. Why did they arrest the man who protected himself and his home? It doesn't make sense to me. It's just like it's and it's not that I'm going to be a great fighter in this situation, but I want to know that I have this in a similar situation. I mean, but I want to know that I have this opportunity. That if I do everything to protect myself and my close people or my property, I won't be arrested after that. Because, like, seriously, that's why I don't know. Like, Canada stopped being safe for me. Like with the robbery, with those drug addicted people outside who come and beg for money and who sometimes just aggressive and I do not feel safe with them, of course. With those like robberies, with those laws, they do not support you, but they support criminals because if you, I don't know, slap a criminal, he can say that this is a sexual harassment or something. I don't know. And I do not want to live in the country where I do not feel safe. That's why all those things like medicine and safety, and it's not even about food because I could put up with the food, but I cannot put up with medicine and safety, like the absence of safety. That's why I decided that it would be a better option for me to go somewhere else. And I heard a lot about Vietnam. I heard that you can go to the doctor there and they will never say no to you. And I think medicine was the first reason why I moved to Vietnam. Then talking about safety, Vietnam is pretty safe. Like it's not that I go alone deep at night somewhere in weird districts, uh, but in general it feels pretty good. Like right now, like the most like scary or not safe, unsafe thing for me in Vietnam is mold and that's it. Like people are really nice. And what else? I think that's it. like because I told you about everything. So my main points why I moved from Canada to Vietnam, they are food, medicine, and safety. Um, so what do you think about it? If you have your ideas about Canadian medicine, Canadian safety, Canadian food, please write down in the comments and please subscribe. And I will see you in a new video.